The Caribou-Targhee National Forest and Curlew National Grassland had another wonderfully successful year in 2015. Caring for the land and serving people is our guiding direction. We achieve this mission by working with partners and collaborators to get the work done. It's meaningful to them because it's the land they love and it helps us get our work done. This video will highlight some of those collaborations and partnerships. Millions of forest visitors who camp and picnic on the National Forest and the Greater Yellowstone ecosystem can sleep a bit more soundly, knowing that 164 campgrounds are being outfitted with bear-safe food bins and other bear-related management features. The upgrades are a part of a new partnership between the Greater Yellowstone Coalition and the U.S. Forest Service, and feature steel bins and dumpsters that deter bears and other wildlife from eating campers' groceries and garbage. Through a $10 million ongoing campaign, the Greater Yellowstone Coalition partnered with 5 forests to fund this effort annually for 3 years. This is contributing to the shared goals of providing for public safety and protecting the grizzly bear in the Greater Yellowstone ecosystem. The Pebble Creek Water Diversion Project utilized lots of partners' input and efforts to consolidate 9 separate water diversions into one. Located in the lower end of Pebble Creek near the Portneuf River and about 10 miles north of Lava Hot Springs, this project also eliminated potential for Yellowstone cutthroat trout to end up in an unscreened irrigation ditch. The Pebble Creek Diversion Project was an example of collaboration at its best, where the interests of the management of the National Forest System lands and the interests of the partners were met. Trail work on the National Forest is accomplished with the help of local conservation groups, partners, and individuals. Every ranger district coordinates and works with local groups to line out trail maintenance and construction projects for that year. Together with our partners, we accomplish trail work that wouldn't get accomplished otherwise, and it allows user groups to connect with the trails that they love most. With over 3,400 miles of motorized trail, there's an endless workload of trail maintenance throughout the year. We couldn't complete this trail work without the assistance from the Idaho Department of Parks and Recreation and their CAT and trail crews. These partners make the rounds on every ranger district, working with our trail crews to help us ensure that the trails are safe and sustainable. A visitor information center in Idaho Falls, Idaho helps locals and visitors alike get the information they need to enjoy the National Forest. This partnership with the Idaho Falls Chamber of Commerce and Bureau of Land Management is staffed with a mix of volunteers and full-time employees. Whitebark pine lives on many of the forest's subalpine ridgelines and plateaus. Over the years, whitebark pine has succumbed to white pine blister rust and mountain pine beetle. Whitebark pine seedlings were grown at the U.S. Forest Service's Coeur d'Alene Nursery, with seed from cones collected on the forest with the help of a crew from Grand Teton National Park. Through this effort, approximately 4,500 whitebark pine seedlings were planted in 2014 and 4,000 more seedlings planted in 2015. A donation from the Arbor Day Foundation and a grant from the Greater Yellowstone Coordinating Committee are what made our whitebark pine planting effort successful. Noxious weed control is a constant workload across the forest. Together with our partners, we work with counties and weed control groups to treat weed-infested areas. One annual effort is the Greater Yellowstone Coordinating Committee's Workday. In 2015, the Workday was held on the Ashton Island Park Ranger District. The district, along with Fremont County, hosted over 60 dedicated weed warriors. These weed warriors came from Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Parks, the Bureau of Land Management, all our neighboring counties, the Nature Conservancy. Together we held the line on noxious weeds. The new Warm River Bridge connects both sides of Warm River, providing access to some very nice riverside campsites, as well as major snowmobile grooming routes during our winter season. Our Forest Service resource experts partnered with Fremont County, Auden-Dye Campground Concessionaire, Idaho Department of Parks and Rec, and the Henry Forks Watershed Foundation. It's through our dedicated partners and supportive communities that we get our work done. If you're interested in learning more, go to our webpage and click on the Working Together tab. By working together to care for the land, we can accomplish even more.